Welcome to Tag Talk, episode 17, where we try and talk about Nerf, but we know we won't.
So,
Right. Okay. Uh, Tag Talk 17, we're talking about Hell on Nerf event, which was at Unit 26 in September. Unit 26 is an indoor airsoft site over in Hull. Was used to be an indoor paintball site, got taken over 3 years ago. We've used it 3 times now, and we're getting, yep, 3 times.
it's only three. It seems
Yes,
like more. Yeah.
I've booked four, but with the first one we never managed to get enough people because it was in August. Um,
Ah.
so yeah, so third event, um, and I think we're all getting to grips with a venue now.
Although they
So
do keep changing it around, which I kind of
Well,
like.
that's where I was about to go. So it's a arena made up of three different parts. You've got a main room, which is two halves, the Venom half, Joker half. And I'm hoping somebody can remember which side is which because I can never remember. Um, and across
Joker
from it,
is left out the door. Venom is right.
I have
Yeah.
to read, yeah, something like that. And in the middle was kind of transport crates, photography crates, which creates kind of a no man's land, which you've got to try and get across. To one side, there's a dark area and some corridors leading to staircase to the upstairs area, which is a very small, compact arena, um, but very useful for kind of cutting through the arena to get around people. So, like we said, we've been there 3 times, and there's always been a few small changes. So the ones I noticed this time are the big one. So when we went last time, which was April, they'd put a kind of corridor covering the entrance to the staircase on the Venom
Venom
side.
side.
See, I will remember this at some point. The change we did this time was they opened up a tiny gap on the no man's land on there, which I was not expecting it to make as much impact on that as it did, but it totally changed how that corridor worked and how you got into no man's land from one side and how you could get round into there. Um, when we went in April, Peter kind of found a spot on the Joker side where he was able to get tucked in behind some cases and just absolutely snipe across from no man's land. That had been reopened back up this time, but he still managed to find a spot and get me multiple times. Um, the dark area, I think, had been opened up slightly, or the cases inside it had been moved, so it was a bit more free flowing. Um, on the Joker side, I felt that the first rank of rooms was easier to move through. I don't know if you noticed that.
I found with the Joker side last time it seemed to be very much one-sided. You came in from the sort of the safe room area, and that whole left-hand passage, there were three or four routes that you could get straight to spawn
Yeah,
for. They've closed that down a little bit, but what they've done is they've opened up the opposite end quite a
yeah.
lot. But and we'll come to this. There was the only problem with that is the only time you can really get a shot on the enemy from that side, you are practically spawn camping. And I did that at one point and then realised and was like, yeah, okay, I'll not do that again.
Yeah, we've solved a couple of problems by creating some more, if that makes sense.
But
It's the nature of running an
Yeah,
arena like this, isn't it? You're
yeah,
gonna close a door somewhere and a window opens elsewhere.
especially if
yeah.
a window's got free hugs around it.
Free chocolate and hugs, I believe. But yeah,
As is customary, Josh needs to introduce himself.
Yes. So new on the show this evening is Josh, who we've all played with previously at different events here. Josh, you go ahead. It's a normal thing there. Just how you got into the hobby and what did you do wrong to meet this lot?
Well, hello, my name's Josh. I got into hobby by finding Adam's Facebook page
You
out of
were
the
already
blue.
you were already into the hobby before that because you went to
That
FTT
is
Works.
true. that is true. We went to an event in Leeds. I think it all started back when we wanted a cheap alternative to paintball for my Explorer unit. And one of my friends had the idea of Nerf guns. So we bought a few and it went really well. And then we bought lots and lots and lots. And then we was looking like, oh, is there any events running? And then we found FDT. And then I then found Adam after that.
And the rest is history, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah, couldn't get rid of me after that.
Looking back, is it cheaper than paintball? Because,
In the long run, yes. In the long run, yes. You can with paintball, once you fired a paintball, that's it, it's gone. With a Nerf dart, you can pick it back up.
Yeah.
Does anyone want to see Boneheed's spare room?
No one needs to see that.
I'm just thinking in terms if you're thinking cheap, when
In fairness, he's got way too much money and, needs to be toddled.
It's not like I've got too much money to buy frivolous things with.
So post-pandemic, Josh got into joining us at the Foundry for the events there. You've been to the Nerf Mania events. You've been to the Eyeballs events. And
Not yet.
I thought you had. Yeah. In which case, we need to get an Eyeballs sorted.
I think you've only done. I think you've only done the Unit 26 and the Quarry that I've been at. So no Eyeballs to my knowledge.
I did the Foundry. Did that a lot until the Foundry closed, and then I did an event. It was more in Bradford. Yeah. You did the laser arena, yeah, and then after that it was Unit 26 and the Quarry.
So he's quite experienced.
Yeah.
First time on here.
So we can't quite call him the brand new filthy casual.
No, he's not filthy casual. Gymli still gets that.
Yeah,
he's more experienced than me. More experienced than me. Gymli's not a filthy casual anymore. He's done 3 events now.
No, we had Mike for filthy casual this time. So we did have somebody who was totally new to the Nerf hobby at the event. One of Toodle's friends. So he borrowed. I don't know what he ended up borrowing. My unicorn at one point. Something else.
He played the first couple of games with just an upgraded 6SH, and he was lethally accurate with it because he took me out a few times. And I said to him that bravo for you trying that on your first game, or just that on its own, because there's lots more bigger things around. So yeah, he did well.
Okay. So third event. So the first event we had 9. Second event we had 14. This one we had 21 players. And it's nice to see 8 growing, but B, it changed the dynamic. So with 9, it's quite sneaky. 14, it's a nice average. 21, it never felt like you got a break. Especially from the Venom side, like Boneheed said. It was very easy to get spawn camped totally by accident, just because you were going out, turning the corner, and somebody was shooting down a corridor at you. And it never felt like it let up. There was always someone to shoot. You were always getting shot at.
You could turn a corner and you'd just walk into a hail of Nerf fire.
I think I got nipple shot more times this game than I have ever done before. I'm pretty sure me and Gymli traded nipple shots at one point.
Yeah. I think the phrase "the nipple again" became a common scream. With a particular nipple again.
Dazzle definitely got nipple shot. No, Toodles did. Whereas people used to get crotch shotted at my events, it seems to be nipple shots now. So
yeah. You're gradually working up the list of body part damage, So outside of this conversation, we came up with the idea of doing like an injury bingo card, and then before we got off the ground, we realised, no, basically everybody who's been to Adam's events more or less injured everything. We've had breaks, we've had fractures, we've had dislocations, we've had have we had a concussion? We've had
probably.
Probably, yeah.
I nearly got a concussion, but it wasn't at Adam's event. That was at the second anarchy. I went up a ramp and didn't realise the roof wasn't going up to meet me. So clonk, strike right on the GoPro. Had to sit out again. So yeah.
Yeah, so
And
yeah.
we've had property damage with hand going into walls.
Yeah.
I will never tire of making that joke.
We've had enough dislocated shoulders to say that area is covered. That's just from Han on his own.
What gets me is, so it was first round last event, and I think he fell within 2 rounds this event. So
yeah.
Chap needs to
at least he's
slower.
consistent.
I did say to Han, like, at some point during that event, I made a point of saying to him, you know, like, I know I keep bringing this up, and I'm going to continue to do so until someone does something more stupid, probably me, but I will continue to make it.
Yeah. I think it's the 3rd time he's managed to dislocate his shoulder now, bless him. But yeah, he keeps playing, so fair enough.
Yeah. So let's try and have some semblance of order to this particular episode. Not like we've ever managed it previously, but
why break the habits of a lifetime?
Yes, why break? Yes, why start with anything? Adam, what were the various games that were played?
Yep. So it was a 1 joule event. All the usual dart types provided, 2 grenades per player per round, all my usual rules. And I set a very brutal pace on this one. I had 12 game types I wanted to run. And normally we kind of miss out on 1 or 2 because, stuff happens. This one, people were actually on the ball with reloading, dart sweeping. Everyone was pitching in really well. So we got through 12 game types in 6 hours. So we started, as is fairly common with me, with Pinger H3Z. So for anyone who's not been to one of my events, we have kitchen timers with the timer part marked off with tape. Some of them are live, some of them aren't. If yours is live and it goes off, you're a zombie. It's fairly normal. We do that. Creates a bit of tension, so you don't know whether yours is live or the person near you is live. And it gives you a chance to learn the arena, get lost, etc. The tweak this time was I took all my timers. So I have 28, 30 timers. So it meant that there was more timers than players. So there was a chance that there was very few zombies, but also a chance that, you know, of 10 zombies that I have, 10 zombie timers out of a 30, there was a chance that there was a lot of zombies. I think it worked out we only did 1 round and there was about 4 zombies. So fairly normal. I'd probably run 4 zombies anyway. It's Pinger H3Z. A nice casual start to an
0 to
that did not remain casual.
So for me, I got to try the Fire Rat, which I've always struggled with. It's a nice pistol for running around, stuff like that. Mike, like we said, used for 9SH really nicely. I don't know what other people were using, but it was a fairly quick round, which meant we could get into Peking Ducks. So this is a game we started with eyeballs. We have a giant duck. I don't know where he is actually. I have no idea. God, I don't know why my camera doing this. I have no idea even where he is at the moment. He might be upstairs. He might be in the shed. So we have Big Chungus. We have Deer Fungus, who's a reindeer duck, and we have Bikini Bungus, who's a pink duck with a bikini on. Yeah. So the idea is it's basically hot potato. You get shot, you're stunned, and somebody can hand you the duck, and then you've got to try and get rid of the duck. But obviously, you've got a giant duck under your arm, and you're trying to reload or prime a pistol. Much difficult.
Please tell me somebody ended up running around with all 3 ducks at once.
I don't remember seeing anyone with. I saw at least somebody with 2.
I had 2 at one point.
Yeah, I handed over to somebody and they ended up with 2. So I don't think anyone ended up with 3 this time.
A guy ended up with 2 at one point, but I didn't see anyone with 3.
But it's again, it's a nice, simple one to get people used to moving around the arena, figuring out ways to get around people, and getting people used to getting shot. Especially for somebody like Mike who's never played before. Getting shot at 1 joule is kind of a shock to the system. And for me, I always find the first couple of shots after when I go to an event sting and make me wonder why I do this. And once I've got hit 3 or 4 times, I'm fine. So it's my way of dealing with that.
Anybody else? Anything to say?
No, there's a good like little. I agree, they are simple games, and I the last event I went to, I think, was at Unit 26 in April.
Oh no, didn't you do
Would
an
have been the
eyeballs?
eyeballs.
I did.
Yeah, it would have been eyeballs.
I did, yeah. But yeah, the last time I went to Unit 26 even was in April, so I could not remember the layout at all. So it was good for me to get like reacquainted.
Lost.
Yeah. Lost. I was gonna stick with reacquainted, but yes, lost. Thank you for that.
Yeah. I think that combination of games, as Adam says, is good because the Pinger HVZ, for the first few minutes, nothing's happening, no one's shooting anything. So you can kind of get your feel for where things are, what routes are blocked off, and then still forget it later on. But then with Peking Duck, it's a little bit more hectic, but you are still not, you're shooting anything that moves in that game because it's basically you shoot someone, it stuns them, you give them a duck. So it gave you a bit of an opportunity to not sort of be trying to find your way around, whilst also trying to tactically find the enemy team and only shoot the enemy team. So yeah, I think that works well as a bit of a starting event.
Next one.
Okay. So from there onwards, I tried to do one kind of shooty game and one kind of objective game, and keep it switching. So we did kill confirmed. So I limited this to the ground floor only. So you had the access to the dark room and the main arena. So I gave you a way of getting around people. And we used the FIB variant. So in this one, if you get shot, you stand still and a teammate can high five you with 1, 2, 3 alive to bring you back into the game. Or the other team can high five you and do 1, 2, 3 dead, 1, 2, 3 kill confirmed. And at that point, in a normal kill confirm, you'd be out of the game. In the FIB variant, that's when you go back to your base, press the button on the spawn counter, and it counts up how many deaths. So it's no longer an instant elimination game, which keeps you in the game, and it just means you get more play time. So I like this variant.
I agree with the idea of it. One of the things we've frequently said is one of the major differences between us and other sort of combat sports tag games is the idea that there is no real penalty to being tagged.
Yeah.
And therefore, I think it's a universal agreement that people are a lot less argumentative about whether or not they've been tagged, because it's a case of, all right, I'm sitting out for 30 seconds maybe, as opposed to I'm out for the rest of the game, which could be lengthy. It's a case of you get tagged, cool, get a chance to reload a magazine, shuffle back in, and there you go again,
I do tend to, when they say like a go back to the spawn point and put in on your counter, I do take that as an opportunity just to like grab a handful of darts that are on the floor and reload.
Yeah.
Oh, for me, it's wipe the sweat off my brow.
For me, it's catch my breath.
That's because you're getting old.
I know. Wheeze a little bit, let my knee recover.
But yeah, that one. So I didn't keep track of what the scores were over the event, but it was very close for pretty much every game. And I think this one was literally 3 or 4 lives in it at most.
Yeah, I think for every game, including this one, like the most difference was maybe 5 or 6.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it was this one, Adam, but correct me if I'm wrong. But I believe this was the one whereby we'd hit our last death. Oh no, it was one of the
team
deathmatch. Yeah. I'll leave that for later on then. Yeah, hold that thought.
But yeah, so it was very close. We constantly rejigged the teams on this event. So it's like every 2 games or so we moved somebody around just to kind of bring not even to try and balance it, just to kind of bring a bit of difference to it. So we ended up at the start with both me, Boneheed, and Green Hornet, who had cameras, on the same team, which was going to be terrible for footage. So I think the first change was to shift Boneheed onto one team. And I joined the same team to kind of even up some numbers. And then I think, did we move you back or not? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think we lost Green Hornet's camera early on because with Han injuring his shoulder, Green Hornet went to do his duty as first aider. So we'd only got mine and your cameras by that point anyway. So I think we were kind of resigned to only having one-sided footage, and then switching the teams around a little bit meant it wasn't just me shooting the same person over and over and over again, despite the fact that I ended up probably only shooting Kalen for most of the event. For various reasons, but yeah, you would have got me shooting different team members, the different sides, and being shot obviously by the different sides as well. But yeah, we kind of want to try and balance the footage a little bit.
Yeah. I know it's one of the things that from Homefest, which I'm still working on videos for, the realization is that the 2 people that have consistently recorded have been Joso and I, and we're on the same team for Saturday. And it's really unfortunate that most of the footage from the Saturday is just essentially Joso and I just covering each other and working around through the events. However, like Friday and Saturday, Friday and Sunday were much different because everything was all over the place. All the events were changing. But yeah, having both people on the same team is it's so easily done.
Yeah, but what I'm hoping now is, as more of us get cameras, so for like District 23, us 3 all have cameras. Green Hornet will come for camera, and I've got the one I did have for this event before I've replaced it. So we can have 5 people with cameras. So suddenly we can start building up that footage, and get more kind of viewpoints. But yeah, it was very close. I like this version of Kill Confirm because you're not out. It gives you a reason to push to get people because you want to build up that death count. But at the same time, it's not, you're not being penalised, so it's a good game.
I dislike permadeath games.
Yeah,
I have expensive toys I want to play with, and if I don't get to play with my expensive toys for a long time, I'm not getting the most out of the hobby. Yeah. So
you also have the tactical survivability of a trifle.
I was going to say lemming, but yeah, fair.
Yeah, I mean, a trifle would be an upgrade.
Yeah. I mean, I look like a trifle,
actually.
I suppose, That's...
So for me, I was using the Seagull in this event. It failed me at the quarry. It failed me in April at Unit 26. So this was kind of its redemption arc. And I must say it worked perfectly. I was watching back my own footage when I got home from it. And there's a point where I go up to, we were on the joke side, and there's a room with barrels and netting on the left-hand side. And I stuck my head out and I think I had a bead on Josh. And it's like, hi, Josh. Through this crack of these boxes. And it's like, yes.
I mean, if it didn't work for you in this game, it really would have been Stockholm Syndrome at this point.
Yeah. Because you've got a track record for not having reliable blasters.
Even this event, I've come home with a lot of broken stuff that needed a little bit of fixing. It's not even like stuff at breaking; it's just stuff not performing the way I want it to.
It happens.
I hear that happens when you get to a certain age.
Yes.
Not bad. We are 9 minutes into the recording.
Must not make a joke about the blaster that was prevalent in everyone's bags. Must not make joke.
Yeah, you say that, but I don't remember that many people using one.
Ross broke his on the way there. Darren was using one. Little Josh was using one. I was using mine with added dong B-car. Gymli at one point was firmly gripping my PP and squeezing it until things came out of the end.
I made sure I gripped it firmly so I could unload your PP.
I had zero expectations for this show, and somehow you've still disappointed me.
I warned you.
Well, if you're disappointed in us, that's on you. You know, like
yeah. Fool you once, shame on you. Fool you twice, shame on. No, the other way around. Anyway,
the one I was expecting to have a piston pump was Pete.
Yeah,
no, he doesn't.
Exactly. I'm quite surprised. Oh, there we go.
Yeah. So I think
I just got the 45 quid one.
To go back onto the subject outside of the outtakes, there were quite a few mechanized piston pumps, the X-Shot ABs around. Yeah, there you go. There were quite a few of the MPPs around. Little Josh was using one to great effect. I believe Fu had one. Don't quote me on that.
Did.
Fu was demolishing me with that. It was laser accurate every time.
I think Fu was demolishing everyone with that.
Ross had one, but he snapped the barrel on the way in, so Ross couldn't use his. Mine came out for a couple of games. Gymli used mine for a couple of games. So there was the sound of ka-thunk, ka-thunk, ka-thunk
and
around
I'm
on the footage.
expecting District 23 to be very similar, that most people will have one.
Yeah, I mean, one thing to note with the MPP is that most people running it with a shortened barrel. The standard barrel is way too powerful for one duel. The setup that I've got on mine, the barrel is about half the length. So I think that's it's either 12 or 13 centimeter barrel, obviously with a B-car on for accuracy. That B-car makes it laser accurate. The only thing I don't like about it is it didn't feel quite CQB enough. I felt like I was limiting myself in the close space, and obviously the rate of fire on full auto is.
In fairness, Unit 26 is very tight.
Yes, absolutely is. Yeah, I mean, I've said before on previous tag talks about Unit 26, something like a slab. As much as I love my slab, I felt very much like I was kind of having to, turn around by lifting the gas.
Well, I'm going to get to that with the Firefly later. But
definitely an environment that favours pistols.
Yes. Or Unicorn, pistols, Protean, Strife X.
Something very short form.
But SMG, Nightingales. I can't remember what Josh was actually using for most of it. You had Kronos, didn't you, at one point?
No, I always carry a Kronos, like I always have to. But the main ones I was using for the whole of that day was a Unicorn and a Nightingale.
Yeah.
Josh has got emotional support, not Kronos.
So it goes with me every event, just in case.
It does. And Dean's is
Dean just uses his every single bloody time. You take him to an event where Kronos is terrible, he will still use it, and he will still somehow come on top. Yeah.
Yes.
And
some idiot gave him a 6 shot in it.
Terrible.
Yes. There was one moment when it was Dean, and I want to say one of the Nerf Mania events, and he must have been like a fraction of a second from him simply walking into view and having got a bead on me and shot me through the window at the train. Like, I didn't even know you were there. Dink.
He's so relaxed. He just walks around like without a care in the world. Darts flying past his head, and then I'll just go, "Oh, pop!"
I think that's why no one bothers to shoot him, because they don't even know what he's doing half the time.
I don't think he knows what he's doing half the time, but it works.
Like that. Has anybody seen the oh, god damn, what is it? The Douglas Adams, the Dirk Gently's detective agency, the Holistic Assassin, in it. Who there's just a scene where they're just like walking around trying to figure out how the pistol works, and then just like pops people.
Oh
right.
yes, yeah.
Bart something or other, I think it is. It's just it gives it sort of like just or the section from Firefly, River.
River Song, yeah.
Yeah.
I just had in my head, like with nothing bothering him,
River
that
Town.
bit in one of the Pirates of the Caribbean movie where the guy's walking off the ship and everything's exploding around him, and he's just gone, yeah.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah, he could get from one end to the other, and you don't even know where he is. I don't know how he does it.
Especially after a round, we never know where he is.
Yeah.
But yes, Dean is lethally accurate with a Kronos, even if a Kronos is the worst choice for the event. That is the point there.
You know exactly what you're getting with a Kronos, though. It's accurate it's scarily accurate
25
up to
feet.
Yeah. It's really accurate up to a certain point. After that, you can't get range, but if you can see the target, you can hit it. You know.
The other thing is he moves silently.
Yeah.
I don't know how for his age.
Yeah, he's like the opposite of us, you know, like because we're all like, you know, stomping around like yeah, creaking. Yeah, creaking being the active word there.
That's the thing. He doesn't move fast. He walks like an old man.
Yeah,
but that's the thing.
Yeah,
quietly.
Even when I make noise standing up, Dean moves silently, and he's a lot older than I am.
Yeah, so we all creak when we move. I mean, you could tell where I am by the sound my knees or my ankles are making. But
right, talking about, so there was a bit. I don't know which round it was in. Possibly this one. I was going through the dark room, and every step I took echoed. I wear steel toe caps because of my eyesight and dropping things on my toes quite often. But it was like thud. I'm like,
yeah, I found
quiet.
I found in that. I mean, I was wearing my trainers that have like memory foam in them, but I still found that in the dark room, like every
noise was yes.
You just need to shuffle.
Yeah, there was some areas where the floor was just really reactive. And I wear Doc Martens with all the child labour taken out, and even I was making noise on the floor. You know, their airwear soles, just crunch everywhere.
Yeah, it just seems to be a lot of acoustic amplification.
That's a big word for a Thursday night. Stop it.
Yeah. Anyway, so that over. Next round was Flux. So we used my silly 45 tiles. So eyeballs 4, whatever it was on my birthday in May, which was my 45th birthday. So I did silly tiles where they were math sums, but may add up to 45 or may look like they add up to 45. So there's 8 good tiles, 4 bad tiles. And it means you can risk flipping a bad tile and losing a point, or you can purposely flip a bad tile to the other team. It's terrible because I don't know which ones are bad because some of them are so good at looking like 45. So there's like
there was one that was on the video in eyeballs 4, right? Okay, and I actually had to go and work it out. Okay, because I'm like wait, calculator.
There's a couple which rely on bid mass to be right. And Kaylin's like, oh, that's 45. And it's like, you're failing your GCSE.
I relied on Ethan for the majority of mine. I'm like, Ethan, you good at maths? Is this 45?
The problem is, I don't think they teach bid mass anymore. It's now, don't they do that chunking rubbish or something daft like that? So I suspect the younger generation might get a different result. Sorry, old man yells at cloud moment over. There we go. Kids these days, they don't know the board.
But yeah, this was another really close round, or 2 rounds. First round, we had equal scores. The next one, it came literally down to, I think we had equal number of bad tiles, but one team just absolutely wrecked on the good tiles. But even then, it was like 3 or 4 points difference at most. So.
Yeah, there wasn't much in it.
It was really close all event, to be fair. Yeah. I don't think any games were a massive whitewash by either team.
No. But yeah, I like Flux is fun. I think I'm running a different version of District 23. I don't know if I've got plans for.
Do I need to bring a calculator with me?
No. But I don't know whether I've got plans for Flux of next Unit 26 in November. I can't remember. But Flux is a fairly common one.
Purely based on the math-based element of this particular game, when Adam was giving out the rules, I'm sure it's not what he said, but in my ear, I heard Boneheed just shoot people.
Shoot people. You never play an objective.
I do play objectives, just not ones that involve thinking.
We do have evidence of him actually playing the objective.
Yeah, we do.
It is a token attempt at playing the objective, but it technically counts.
To be fair, in one of the upcoming games, there's quite a bit of footage of me playing the objective because I do like the little reactor games. So, but I'll not spoil it. No spoilers.
That game was amazing.
I tend to play when I've played the objective as long as it's convenient to me and it doesn't interrupt my shooting.
If I'm passing something that scores us point and I can pick it up without getting shot, I'll do it. But if not, oh look, pew pew pew.
So this one, the end of this second round, I was on an opposite team to Josh. Darren had flipped the tile.
Oh god!
I went running after Darren to flip it. Josh shot at me, and I felt it go down the side of me. He shot again. I felt it go down the side of me, and I stumbled as I flipped the tile. And Josh thinks I shot him.
Yeah, so I don't flip the tile. No, that's it. I flip the tile back, and then Adam shoots me. And
then I go flip the tile again.
And I'm like, I thought I got you. That's why you stumbled. I was like, no, how do you stumble?
No, I literally just tripped.
Oh, I was fuming with myself because it was more like he was like literally a few feet away. I took more than one shot and I missed them both. I was fuming.
Generally, I tend to fire at Adam until I hear him yell at me. You know. Oh, by the way, just in advance of District 23, I now have a 15-round shotgun shell for the people.
Let's see how many you can hit Adam in the face with.
I'm bringing the 50 cal ball, so it's a 45 shot.
Yes, that's it. Yes, okay. So we've already discussed this. So yes,
and I'm going to put the Action Pro on 200 FPS.
Yeah, that's it. We discussed this. Yeah, I completely forgot about that. But yes, there is going to be footage of the both of us getting pelted with about 45 rounds at once.
I mean, if it's anything to go by what normally happens, it's 45 balls hitting Adam square in the face in slow-mo. That's how it happened last time, just not quite 45.
So balls go burr.
Balls go burr. Let's move on from balls in the face because we're trying to keep this PG.
Yes. So next round
appreciate the effort. I really do.
Next round was team deathmatch. So we opened up the whole site to this one, so you could go upstairs. Super simple. Get shot, back to your base, press the button to respawn. There was 69 lives on the boxes.
Nice.
They were in countdown mode. And there were 4 DNA vials per team hidden around the arena. And those DNA vials counted as a free respawn. So you essentially had 73 lives.
Not so nice.
I don't know how many other people saw of DNA. I found one, and I placed them. I placed them, and I didn't know where they were. So,
I refer you back to the previous conversation where I heard Boneheed just shoot people.
Shoot people. And this one, that's fine.
It was. I think I found about a few games after, and it was so close to the spawn. It's like, how did we even miss him? I found mine halfway into the actual arena.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then I found him like it was literally round a corner of where we spawned. And it's like, I guarantee every person's walked past it, but in the game where we needed it.
Yeah,
I think
100%.
on that. Sorry, Gymli, go on. I think on this one, to be fair, it was kind of the polar opposite of the game we did last time. We did Unit 26, where we'd got the syringes, and one team just owned all the syringes and just absolutely dominated. So it's nice to see that mechanic works. It's just getting the placing of them and the balancing right. Yeah.
But this one is so close. I was in I think I was still in red team at this point. I was in the spawn, and we felt we were being spawn camped. Kaylin and Will were struggling to get out the door. And I'm watching the counter going down as everyone trying to get around the corner, respawn, around the corner, respawn. And I see the last press, blow the whistle, go to the middle, and Boneheed's going, yeah, we'd literally just shouted it, and it's seconds apart.
Yeah, you will see from the footage, because I was recording on this. I can't remember who I was in. I was in the Venom spawn at that point, and I think it might have been TBR or somebody. And I literally pressed for the last life to go to 0, and I'm shouting, "That's us done, Adam!" And just as I finish shouting that, we hear the whistle.
Oh, yeah.
So it was
so
seconds,
close.
literal seconds,
which is good. I like those kind of games.
Yeah.
I took the Firefly out for this. So a Firefly is normally a tube-fed shotgun. I have the mag adapter, so it's 10 shells in a mag, shell ejecting. I walk out of the spawn, walk up, pop, and I get Modge in his hand on his blaster. And it's just like the best shot ever. And then, because I'm using 3D printed shells, they didn't work very well. So like the next 2 mags didn't work. But going back to what you were saying about slab and using a long arm in the CQB, the Firefly, you're walking around with it up here because you can't move with it anywhere else. So you've not got the same reaction time. But when it works, it's so much
You're
fun.
saying about shooting him in the hand, that the amount of times, and it wasn't just like 1 or 2 people, like it was about half of all the people that were there. The amount of times I got shot in the knuckles. I'm like,
Yes.
how is this happening? Like
I think it's one of those things, I think, because usually when you're trying to shoot round corners, the first thing you send round is your hand. And it's just people will shoot at something moving and therefore hit you in the knuckles.
Do you wear fingerless gloves?
No, I don't. I just go in barehanded.
Get yourself a pair of fingerless gloves. It just gives you a little extra protection. Takes the sting off it.
But God, it's just, yeah, I can understand if you're reaching around the corner or whatever. But as previously discussed, my tactic is Leroying straight in. Usually shouting Leroy Jenkins or Fall the Emperor. So it's not as if I'm just doing what. I'm charging it.
And let's not forget, dwarfs are natural sprinters.
We are very dangerous over short distances.
Yeah, so I don't know. Go on, Josh.
I think that was the team deathmatch where Ross managed to shoot my earring out of my ear. And no idea where it went. But all those, I got the earlobe, and I'm like, oh, absolute agony. And then I'm like, hold on, something's meant to be there. Where's it gone? And that was like, yeah, never going to find that again.
I don't know what it was. A couple of people reported his Hildefleur was running hot. With Chrono, it wasn't. I think it's just that he puts so many rounds downrange fairly accurately, and it just stings when you get hit 3 or 4 times at the same point.
Yeah, I mean, the footage will show that I got rushed by Ross at one point. He didn't know I was around the corner, but he fired a spread and it hit me up the belly. I'd got a bruise for about 4 days, and I obviously swore at him. I was like, Ross, that was a bit. And I was angry for a while, I'll be honest, but then I realised, he didn't know I was there. It wasn't intentional. And it's just because it puts, I think it's something like 9 rounds a second.
Yeah,
and it just went straight. Yeah, it went sort of belt up to sort of just below my nipple, and I got about 8 hits on that area. So it stung like a swear word. Hence me swearing at Ross and whatever. But again, I don't think it was hot. I think it's just the rate of fire of that thing is ridiculous.
My Hildefleur crapped out. I got 1 mag through it really nicely, and then it stopped feeding. I thought it was the same problem I had at the quarry where the pusher wasn't moving properly. Wasn't it? It just got a 3-dart jam. So,
yeah, that's not good.
So,
incidentally, speaking of being hit in fleshy areas, I traded shots with Pete, the venue and Nerf newbie at one point, and he managed to hit me square in the lip. That stung a little bit. I managed to keep my composure there because I realised it was just a complete, absolute panic fire, and we traded shots. But it just so happened that his shot hit me square in the lip. So yeah, that was The
There
highlight of
must
my
have been
game.
something in. There must
There's
have been
another
something
one
in
to
the
add to
water
the
that day.
add to the injury bingo card. I managed to get
That's
tooth
not.
cracked.
Oof. Yeah. It's not the
Uh,
first time I've been hit in the lip, but yeah, I've not
Yeah.
actually cracked a tooth. So yeah.
No, it
you
was
win.
Daniel. It was Daniel. It was the one at the garden games. It was a brilliant shot right across the garden from a seagull or the python, whichever one has hit me square on there. And I actually had to go to the dentist like 2 days later and get a partial sort of like filling put onto it. It wasn't a massive crack, but there's a fragment of it missing. And it's just like, so there's another one at the bingo. Broken tooth. It's like, this
Lost hearing.
does not necessarily make this hobby sound as safe as we want it to sound. We might
I
not
think,
have
yeah.
good hoodies.
I mean, we do get bruises, but again, it's very rare that, particularly at one jewel, that you get something that leaves a lasting mark. Again, my lip was stinging for a few minutes, but it was fine after that. And I've had the odd bruise on really, really fleshy areas, and that's about it. But that's my fault for those areas being fleshy.
I'm going to say, I was about to say, I get that, but that's because I've got a big area for it.
It's an easy target, let's be fair.
It's the most obvious target,
Yeah. Unless you're Darren, in which case the most obvious the most obvious target is between his legs, since he seems to get nut shot at every event we go to.
Or nipple shots, either. Yeah. Next game was Control Switch. So I have my fancy domination box. So I use it normally for
which is not as kinky as it sounds, by the way.
Yes. So
I know, I'm so do I.
King of the Hill kind of games. Bear with me.
I've sent you. I've sent him off course there. Yeah, so it's the box that Adam uses. It's essentially one team can activate it, and then it locks that team out for a few seconds, and then the other team can still activate it in that time. Sorry, carry on. I thought I'd cover for you.
This was something I didn't know. I thought it locked everybody out. So it's got red button, blue button. You press it, it locks out, but it only locks your team out. And I didn't know this until just before the event when I was testing. So I put it in not quite the middle of no man's land. It was off to one side where I thought Venom Spawn would get decent access to it. This is probably the game which was most of a whitewash. Whoever was on Joker's side, I think, had 20 odd and we had 5 or 6. It wasn't even that it was difficult to get to. It's just it was so exposed.
I couldn't even see it.
Yeah, it was down on the floor.
I'm stood somewhere. I'm like, where is it?
I think at one point
my team said it's down there. I'm looking like, where is it?
Yeah.
Then I get shot. I have to go respawn.
Yeah, I ran past it twice, not knowing it was
one of the problems was where it was so exposed that you were getting shot. And by the time you were respawning, they'd managed to score it twice because you were just congregating so much and people were just respawning in waves almost. I like Control Switch. I think I prefer it better at eyeballs, where down at the bottom of the ramps, there's 3 ways to get to it. So
I think that game works where it's like totally exposed, and you've got to make a kind of
a dash,
dead or get there kind of dash for it. The biggest problem I had with that game, because I was on the losing side on that particular game, was there were that many people from the opposite team in really good Overwatch positions.
Yeah.
And it just meant that any time any of our team tried to get near the box, they were just tagged straight away. So I kind of went on a kind of almost a counter sniper type run. That game didn't work, but I tried kind of just seeing if I could sneak round and tag those guys from behind or from areas they weren't looking at. And regardless of where I went, someone had got an eye on me and just took me out. So
there was no way to get around it.
Part of the problem there is the sheer number of players. With 21 in the arena, there was always somebody in a good position.
Yeah, I mean, I'd give credit to the Joker side team for that one as well. They got themselves in some really good positions early on, and they were able to hold them as well. I think that was the game, and I may be wrong here, but I think that was the game where I got my piston pump and I was trying to get Josh from across no man's land, and both of us kept sort of peeking out and shooting at each other and peeking out and shooting at each other, and we'd both sort of trade ricochets, but neither of us had managed to hit each other. We were there for a good couple of minutes, just sort of pop, pop,
back
pop,
and forth.
pop. Yeah. And I was like, I'm going to get him. And then someone else would come around and tag me from behind. And I don't think I ever managed to hit Josh during that game, but it was a nice little exchange.
Okay. So next one is Seek and Destroy. So we ran this at April's event, and I was really concerned it was going to be lightning in a bottle. It was so good at April. I was really terrified.
Just to remind Gymli that was the event where Ember had you absolutely pooing yourself for the entire event.
You don't need to remind me, because Ember had me throughout the entire event anyway. But in that game, Ember had me and I had Pete.
Oh, so,
yes, yeah.
So the amount of times there was a train going ahead where I'd just manage or just miss getting Pete, and Ember would shoot me right in the arse.
Yeah.
It's just, she'd pop around a corner and get me somewhere, and I'm holding back, shouting expletives.
Is it legal to punt a young child over a fence?
I think what was going through the amount of times she's just a child, it's just a game. She's just a child, it's just a game. She's just a child, it's just a game.
For people who haven't been to one of my events or haven't watched the last video, Seek and Destroy, you take one name of somebody from the other team. That is your only target. But you may not have the same person who has you. So somebody on the other team gets you, that might not be the same person you've got. So you don't know until you get shot. The tweak this time was you took two names. So you had two targets, more people to shoot, but it also meant two people had you. So it was a lot more panicky, a lot more stressful.
I had two lovely young lads. I can't remember their names.
I think you had Ruben and Will.
Yeah, I had Ruben and Will. And yeah, it was a good laugh with those two, to be fair, because they got a good couple of shots on me a few times, but I managed to get them with quite a few times. And the amount of times they would be about to say something which clearly wasn't approved by the parents, and they go, "And it, Gymli, and it." Oh. That's not very nice.
Will would have been fine. It's more Ruben I'd be concerned about.
I had an absolute blast during this game, but I also felt amazingly terrible as well. I mentioned earlier shooting Kaylin for most of the day through various reasons. This event, I had Kaylin and Will, so I had brother and sister. But not only that, I was on the same team as Jen, who's Kaylin's mum, who also had Kaylin. So there was a moment where both me and Jen were stalking Kaylin and shot her, and she skulks off to go and respawn. And then I spot Will behind her. So I then unload my auto Nightingale in the direction of Will and hit Kaylin again. And she's like, "I know, I've been tagged. And it wasn't until after the game that I could go to her and explain, look, I wasn't overshooting you. I wasn't intentionally hitting you again. Your brother was behind you and I had both of you. And it's only later in the game, I think I got Will when he was on his own, and he then realised that that's what had happened, kind of thing. And I just felt awful because I'd hit Kaylin whilst trying to hit Will. And yeah, anyway.
If I remember right, though, didn't you run Seek and Destroy at the event that you managed to break the video card? So we didn't actually end up getting any footage of it.
And that was the last Unit 26. That's where I broke my SD. So we don't have footage of that, but we've got footage of this one. It's in my laptop as we speak. I just need to send it to you.
Excellent. So that's good. So it would be something I would be very much like to see, because I very much want. I don't know what your setup is for D23, but I certainly wouldn't mind playing Seek and Destroy.
Seek and Destroy is a
I think
good
we probably
game
could, and especially in there, it might be nice with the two stories. So yes, it was not lightning in a bottle. It was just as good this time as it was last time.
I think it's
really enjoyed it.
Right.
So who
this
did
game mode? It really confused me when it was going on, because I had Fu Darren. But little
Good luck.
Josh had me. Fu and Darren.
Yeah.
Which was fine because I could get them. I thought I lost Fu so many times, but I saw Darren all the time. But
That's because
Ethan
Fu
had
was chasing
Ross.
me.
Yeah.
Nah, Fu
But,
was chasing you, but Fu was also chasing me because Fu
chasing
had
you.
me.
Yeah. But I found, well, Ethan had little Josh. And little Josh was hunting me. So I was like, right, Ethan, stay near me because if he comes for me, like you can get him. Little did I know that I kept getting killed by Ross. Ethan had Ross. I'm like, why is he going near Ethan? He's getting killed. And it took me around 5 times of getting killed by Ross to realize Ross had me and Ethan. So Ethan and Ross could trade shots with each other, but he was just that quick that we were just like, what's going on? I thought he was just kamikazing everyone for the fun of it.
Yeah.
It took me around 5 to 6 times of getting killed before I realized. I was like, what? It was
I
a
had
lot
similar
of fun.
I had similar last time because I got Toodles last time, but Blue had got me. And the amount of times I'd see Blue and Toodles together, I thought they're working together. But I use it to my advantage because they weren't quiet. So I could hear Blue's voice. I thought he's going to be with Toodles. The amount of times I just sort of stuck round, pop, hi Toodles, run before Blue got me. And then Blue would catch me and get me anyway because Blue was much faster than I am. But yeah, good game type. Worked well last time. Worked even better this time, I would argue. I did like the additional rules you put in, Adam. This time we had a bit of a rule. Adam didn't have anyone, so Adam was just shoot him because he deserves it.
I was, yeah. So
free game.
Will and Fu had me. I had nobody, so I was filming, and I ran around scared because I couldn't fight back, so I died a lot of times.
There's point, I'm sure it'll pick up on my footage where you can just hear Adam shouting, "Who's got Fu? Who's got Fu? He's chasing me."
I had Fu, I just couldn't find him.
Yeah.
I had him. I saw him
because he
and
was
Darren.
too busy chasing me.
Yeah, and when Fu
saw
found Adam,
yeah.
Adam was stood next to
Next
me,
to
and that's
you.
when I realised, oh yeah, Fu's also got me. I think Fu and Chef Andy had got me. Chef Andy got me more times than Fu did because it was sort of near the end of the game that Fu finally found me. But yeah, I made the same mistake as Blue and Toodles did the previous game. I kept sort of shouting at Kaylan and Will, sorry, when they got me, and then Andy be like, oh, there he is, Pop.
Pop, yes.
Oh, yeah. So Darren and Fu, they both ended up in the middle of the arena. I was like, oh, I'll get Darren first. And Darren's like, he can obviously fight back, and he was dodging, and he was. So it took me a few shots to get him. And then I saw Fu run in a direction, so I started following, and he was gone. I'm like, where is he? And
Yeah,
I spent the
Fu
rest of that
does
game
that.
trying
It
to find
moves.
him, whilst getting killed by Ross all the time, thinking he's kamikazing me, having to go back to the spawn, come back in. I'm like, where is Fu? I was
Fu
like,
dematerializes. He moves quicker than you expect him to for a guy his size. He's no Han when it comes to sort of ninja moving quicker than anyone can imagine.
Had me, and the amount of times So the amount of times I swear it was just his disembodied head and the hands required to fire a Nerf just to pop up out of nowhere, and then he popped up behind like one of the barrels, clocked me just as I was turning around to get Ruben. Clocked me. I just went, and he just go and run off.
It's the futility of knowing that Han has tagged you and there is nothing you can do to return the favor. It reminds me of the clip from the footage at the last Eyeballs where I can't remember what game type it was, but I came around a corner, Han had tagged me, and then I was like, Han's tagged me. There's not even any point chasing him because I'm not going to catch him. Even if I run, I'm not catching him. He's just too quick.
Even if I had Han and was able to fire back, there wasn't a chance. With the amount of times and the amount of ways that he tagged me, there wasn't a chance I was getting shots on him because the amount of times they just go, wave, and it would be lightning gone.
Yeah.
So you want to run this at D23?
I wouldn't mind.
Yes.
It's certainly a game type I've never played.
I
think it would be very good. I think it would be very much going back over the rules again. For it.
It's frustrating, but in a really fun way.
Yeah. So if I remember right, you would get 2 targets, and
with that one, I'll do it as 1 target because there's only 13 or 14 of us. D23.
So, for example, you'd have 1 target, and you'd be somebody's target.
Yes.
And you can't shoot anybody else.
Can't
So
shoot anyone else.
this is where the different rules came in. Do you want to go through them, Adam? Because I thought that was quite good.
Yeah, so first event, you could shoot anyone else and use grenades. This time, if you tagged anyone else, it counted as a death on your side. You had to go respawn. So using a grenade was now risky.
Yeah.
Which made me think Ross was kamikaze and everyone
Kamikaze,
he goes and grenades both me and Ethan. I'm thinking, oh, he must have Ethan because like, why would he have me? I'm thinking, oh, well, he's even. He got to kill him to death, and turned out he had us both.
Yeah. So yeah, I liked that additional rule because it did mean that you were less trigger happy. Like the time before, we'd just shoot anyone; it didn't matter. Whereas this time, if you hit someone and it wasn't your target, you had to respawn. And I thought that was really good. One thing I would suggest, though, for next time we try it, Adam, make sure everyone knows everyone's names before they draw them.
Yes, yeah.
Because there was a lot of, oh, that's so-and-so beforehand, and I think a few people clicked who they
I think it was when...
Well, yeah, because I'm such a casual, I haven't learned, like, and even the regulars' names, like, confident yet.
Mm-hmm.
It was when
Like, you didn't
Darren
know
had
much,
Dean.
Yeah.
And Darren didn't know who Dean was, so he asked Adam, and Adam pointed towards Dean, but Dean wasn't paying attention. So we're all laughing because we know that Dean's going to get it from Darren. And Dean's like, what are you all laughing at? Like, who's got me? I'm just like, oh, you'll find out when you get in there.
Yeah.
Although with like 14 or however many people we're going to have at this one, yeah, even just 5 minutes of this is the individual people's names in the breakout room, so that we all know it. Although I'm really bad with names anyway. My entire thing is it takes me about at least a good couple of games to remember who's on my team, never mind who's on the opposite team, because I am like the worst for friendly fire.
So I'm just going to stop my video for a second because I'm just going to nip to the loo.
No worries, sir. So what was the next one after that?
Next one was Meltdown.
Oh my god, I love this for game mode.
So Meltdown uses my little nuclear reactors. You have one color per team. So one team had blue, one team had green, one team had purple. And you score a point if your reactor is the only active reactor in a room at the end of a game. And you score 1 if it's on the ground floor, 2 if it's upstairs. So there's 12 reactors, I think, per team. But there was actually 1 extra green for some reason. Don't ask me why. And what generally happens is everybody dashes off upstairs. More accurately, the team I was on, everyone dashed off upstairs. I was finding ones from the other team on the top of the arena things where I couldn't reach them. I'm so short, it's not nice.
This is where we need Gymli to be back, because I'm sure there were some situations
we can make fun of Gymli and he's not being able to reach.
You know, there were some tall mother effers in that game putting things up out of the reach of normal human beings, particularly those that are only 5'6" and a fag paper like Gymli is.
And it was many. There was. I distinctly remember one in particular. It was quite near no man's land, and I looked up and went,
I can't reach that even if I wanted to.
Yeah,
has anyone got a box
and I could do something about it if I was the height of a normal person.
You just shoot them.
You could, but
if you actually hit them.
Yeah, so you can press them down to deactivate them. That counts as a tag on you. So you have to go respawn. But it just becomes brutal and frantic, and I must have killed myself probably 5 or 6 times closing them to find that they'd been then moved and reactivated somewhere else. It worked better this time than last time.
Yeah.
But my God, it was knackering because I was looking like
because I couldn't reach
everywhere.
Me and Ethan, I loved this game mode because for me and Ethan, we hid our 2 in near the dark room. So I had mine in the corner of the dark room. It made it underneath the light, so they couldn't. It was a green one, so it went well with the light.
Right.
And Ethan hid his in the wall in the other little dark room near where the little shower room is. But then I think we had two other people or three also put them around the area where we were. And me and Ethan just stayed in that whole area, just defend anyone who come near that area would get shot. And not a single one of those 5 lights got turned off. And
Yeah.
I absolutely loved it. Everyone was trying, like, once they realised there was reactors in there, they tried getting there, but with the dark room and the not being able to see fully where we were, we was able to get them. I thought it was amazing.
Yeah, I kind of learned, or thought I'd learned from what happened at the last event where my team had put a load of them upstairs and we'd scored really well because of it, and then it looked like we'd won. And then we checked the room off the side of the dark room that no one went into, and Ross had put one in there, and that was the winning scorer. So I thought, I'll put one in there and I'll hide it. And I went back in later on to check it. It had been closed. So I thought, oh, I'll move that. Just as I'm picking it up, Chef Andy pops up, shoots me in the neck with a piston pump. And I'm like, oh, I've got to go back now. And I don't think I ever ended up moving that reactor. But just the act of trying to move reactors and trying to close them whilst you're being shot at was just made it a bit more. I was playing the objective.
Way.
For a change.
So
Unfortunately, the video will be so dark that we won't be able to see what it was.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No evidence at all because it's so dark. Or my camera will be pointing sort of that way.
There will be a new variant of this at the November Unit 26 event because I now have blue ones as well. So we've got green, purple, and blue. So it'll be, rather than you trying to put them down and activating it, but you trying to close them across all the arena. And we'll take it in turns to see who can close them all in 10 minutes or so. Yeah, meltdown. Like I say, this one gets frantic. My plan on this one that failed was I was going to use the gym timers to do 30-second respawn waves. Which is something I've been wanting to do for probably 3 or 4 years. I've had these gym timers for ages, taken them to multiple events. I never remember to set them up, mainly because I have to press too many buttons to get them into 30-second time countdown. So yeah, meltdown, good, like it. Next one was 1 in, 1 out, which is the fib game from Anarchy. So it gives you a bit of a chance to catch your breath, especially after Seek and Destroy and Meltdown, which are quite active games. So in this one, we had 4 players out in the arena from each team at any one time. So when you get tagged, you come back in, press a button, somebody else goes out. Like I say, Fib created this for Anarchy. It's not quite permadeath, but it's enough of a thing that you get a chance to breathe, chance to catch your breath, or chance to reload. I felt we were getting absolutely wiped on this one. But I think it literally came down to like 3 or 4 deaths again. So
I missed the majority of this one. My gun jammed, and I spent the majority of the game trying to unjam my gun and put it back together.
Similarly, I actually sat this one out, and so did Toodles for most of it, because he'd brought a X-Shot Fury, and he'd managed to jam a dart very deep into it. So we spent most of that game looking for a tactical pokey stick that we couldn't find.
There's one in my tub. I always have,
and we didn't
realise
that. Yeah. We got it sorted eventually through a bit of brute force and ignorance. But yeah, both myself and Toodles were in the breakout area for most of that time. Sorry, the breakout area. Sorry, corporate mode cancelled. We were in the safe zone for most of that particular game.
So yeah, close, a lot closer than I thought it was, but nice and kind of casual. Next up was Awfuls, which everybody loves Awfuls. It was the first time Darren had actually got a chance to play an Awfuls. He was running around with a grin that was out here.
Oh yeah, it was yeah.
Let's not forget that the Awfuls round was an idea that started off at the Anarchy games that Fib run.
To be honest, I'd run Awfuls at Wolfpack, at Grim Up Nerf, at Kill Foundry. It's not a new game type. It's just one I don't run often because
No,
people
but I think
use
the point I'm making with that is that we realised how fun it was.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's regained its popularity.
We revisited it at the Anarchy games, particularly Anarchy 2. I had an absolute whale of a time at Anarchy 2, wielding hammer.
Yes.
To lethal accuracy. And it was just so much fun that we thought, yeah, we'll do that. And I think that's when Darren was like, well, I've run a couple of events where we've done this event. I've not get to play. I get to play this one. I'm going to have the best time I possibly can. And he did.
I don't even know what he was running.
Can't remember. He was pissing glitter though. He was absolutely loving life. It was amazing.
It's very much an anti-meta game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So bring something that you can just buy that's off the shelf that's absolutely terrible and you would never use in a normal competitive game because it's fun.
I think
and this for me the awfuls. On you go, Jimmy.
Go on.
You used for Blastercorn, didn't you?
Yeah.
Gymli had a Blastercorn, not the big Riz, the standard Blastercorn.
Yeah,
but,
standard. Yeah. And I'll be honest, I loved it, but purely because it was awful.
I used the single shot Mega Flare, and Red Diamond passed me on 2 of the single shot sort of Mega Magnums from the Fortnite range, because I absolutely love the Whistler Mega Darts that you can get dirt cheap off the Amazon because they're actually really accurate, and Whistler darts are always amazing. So, yes, it's a single shot, but it's a single shot Mega with whistle and therefore inherently fun.
I mean, I ran a it was the Elite 2.0 version of the Quadrot. I can't remember what it's called.
Yes.
But it's the 4-line Smart AR pistol. Last 3 darts, you might as well run up and poke someone with them. But it's a blaster one of my colleagues bought me as a bit of a thank you for being an awesome manager. I realise that's difficult to believe. And I promised him that I'd use it in a game. And I did give him the premise that it's an awfuls round. That doesn't mean it's a terrible present. I'm not being disrespectful or whatever. It's a stock Nerf, therefore awful compared to the pro stuff that we use. And I did quite well with it. I got a few tags. It was good fun. As always, awfuls rounds is just fun because full well you're expecting to shoot someone at 30 feet and the dart's just going to go and land at your feet.
Yes.
It's great fun because it subverts your expectations of what dart blasters can do.
Take you back to why some of us got into the hobby in the first place, which is the absolutely stupid, zero consequences fun that sometimes we can lose sight of in the hobby. We can very much be preoccupied by the newest big toy or optimization and whatnot, and it's a case of I'm going to take something I just want to wield for fun.
I've been distracted by the most awesome blaster ever.
I was expecting you to bring your piston pump out.
I mean, I've peaked, quite frankly.
You have, yes.
The nose lights up, the wings flap when you fire, the wings flap when you prime it. It looks like a unicorn. I'm sorry, but show me a better blaster. I'll wait.
There isn't one.
Wait.
There isn't one, quite frankly.
There really isn't. I think possibly if you really wanted to go maybe like the Optimus Prime one that like Hasbro done that was like an actual truck that converted, maybe if you really wanted to go for the sheer style points of it. But
the Starscream one's better.
That's a debatable subject. Not for just
now.
No,
it is. The Starscream one has got ever so slightly bigger plunger tube. We found this out at one of the early Grim Up Nerfs.
Since they were both mentioned in the same kind of conversation there, someone has taken the front of the Blastercorn and mounted it. The Big Riz Blastercorn and mounted it to the front of the piston pump.
Yes. And
they've worked out that there's something sort of here in the blaster that manages to catch the mechanism that makes the wings flash. So every time you cycle the piston pump, the wings flash and the nose lights up. And I want that mod so bad. I want it. I want it so badly.
That is glorious.
Yeah.
Well, it's only 45 for another piston pump and only 20 for a bigger.
I'm seriously trying to stop myself from buying a new piston pump just because £45.
I find myself on the sales pitch of that alone. It's a case of 65 quid's not that much, just for one that automatically flaps. Like
Yeah. But yeah, the big Riz, okay, £20 I'm never going to see again, but £20 to have that thing, quite frankly.
Yeah, most of
Money
your
well
collection
spent.
is money that you're never going to see again, mate. So
I-
like that,
I
that's
mean,
a,
yes,
that's a,
but
that's a weak
can you see me
argument.
Can you see me actually running this in a game outside?
Yes,
I mean, it's 8
Awfuls.
rounds
yes,
as well.
no, we
It's
absolutely
8 rounds.
can.
Well, it's disqualified from Awfuls for 2 reasons. 1, it's 8 rounds, and 2, the wing's flat when you press the trigger. It's too good. I'm a child.
We all are.
We
all
know.
are. Yeah, we've embraced it.
So next up was The Curse is Real. So for anyone who's played with one of my events for a long time or knows me, you'll know that rough cut is, I'm cursed by the rough cut. So if you shoot a rough cut, it will generally come and fire towards me. Darts will go around corners, etc. People do not believe the curse is real until they see the curse is real. So the idea was, this is everybody armed with a rough cut against me on my own. So I had the Firefly with shells loaded with 350 cal balls, and I only had 50 shells in total. So that was it, and a little death counter on the ring.
Once again, with this mode, we did explain, I think, I don't know if I caught it in the footage, but this is one of the games where, having lost the footage from the previous event, we can't actually demonstrate. But what happened the last time we played and I had a rough cut, I fired a dart, it went towards Adam, who had ducked behind a piece of cover at that point, and the dart went and hit him. Literally turned a corner, went behind the cover and hit Adam.
The curse is real.
It really is.
This would have been great if it wasn't for the kids, and to do the whole Scooby-Doo if it wasn't for those pesky kids. The kids.
Old man yells at cloud counter number 2.
Yeah.
The kids wouldn't give me enough space to kind of get away, so it was just I was shot. There was no kind of fun to it. I was kind of hoping people would give me a chance to move away, then they'd have to hunt me down, then they'd see darts going around a corner.
Are you saying you didn't enjoy the round which the exclusive objective was for you to get shot?
Yeah, and I was knackered by the end of this. Absolutely, utterly knackered.
I think next time we do it,
surprisingly low number of deaths for me. I think I only got hit 23 times, and I used.
You were long.
How many zeros do you want to add on to the end of that? Or?
Deaths versus times hit by darts flying from a rough cut is not. It's not an equal number. I think the next time you try this, Adam, you do it as a mashup with Juggernaut, and you get mods to bring his God Hopper Percy's, and then see how that changes the tide a little bit.
Yeah.
Not Percy, sorry. Prometheus.
Prometheus. I've got one as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Get a God Hopper on yours.
You got that
my £10 Prometheus is awesome. £10. £10 worth of prints and a 20 quid battery, and it's up and running. So
nice.
And then we finished with free dart last man standing, which is a fairly common one. So Frank, who runs the place, does a photo of us, and anyone who's still around after that and wants to actually shoot stays in the arena with free darts and shoots people.
And when the photograph happened, I was under orders to go grab Boneheed's PP, so there's photographic evidence of me holding his PP.
So yeah, again for the outtakes, Gymli was ordered to grip my PP firmly for the photo.
And he looked like
I'm not even going to bother putting it in the outtakes. I'm just going to put it in the main show.
Just there's a shot of Gymli with my PP gripping. He's not actually flexing in this photo like he was in the last one.
I wasn't flexing in the other photo.
Oh, you were flexing, mate.
I was flexing. But yeah, he's there firmly with my PP in his hands. It took both hands for him to hold my PP. In fact, it worked. It was good. It is the slightly shortened PP, obviously, because
Well, it
short
was
barrel
cool.
to make it shorter,
So,
but it's got the
Josh,
girth.
12 centimeter barrel is what you need for no
Where do I
I'll
get
double
it?
check. It's either
I'll
12 or
be sending
13.
messages.
It's either 12 or 13. Let me measure it and confirm. But I've cut. Basically, I got
Banana
a
scale.
3. I got banana for scale. I got a 300 mil Worker Harrier / Seagull barrel and chopped it into 3 chunks. So I think I've got a 12, a 10, and an 8. And you lose a little bit for the thread. So that's what's on that essentially is the longer of the 3. But that gets you pretty much bang on 145 FPS with a B car. That's a 5-row B car. So it's like 15 B car, 15 bearing B car.
I'll be sending some messages asking for.
Ask Pete.
Yeah.
Pete
Stuff.
will sort it.
Yeah, Pete will sort you out.
Pete's my go-to man for a lot of stuff. I swear at times he hates it, but he's the one that volunteers half the time.
But yeah, essentially it's the spring it comes with. Literally all you do, unscrew the barrel, put the new barrel in, whack a B car on. You're at 145 FPS.
Yeah.
So I think the standard barrel with the B car it comes with is about 165. 160, 165. So that'd be good for 200 games, in my opinion. You can't use the giggle switch on that mode because it's too powerful technically, but it's still a good blaster at that range.
Yeah, I got it, and when I was testing it, I was like, "Oh, okay."
It's that
And then,
ka-thunk. It's that ka-thunk.
yeah, it
ka-thunk.
was. It was. I was like, "Wow." At first, I'm thinking, "Is it meant to be this loud?" And then I was
Yes.
like,
Yes,
"Yeah,
it
it's
is.
Did you never have a stampede?
No,
Stampedes were very loud.
no.
Yeah.
99% of my guns, of my blasters, are stock Nerf blasters. Like I got so many in the loft. It is like, and I've never, apart from one, I've never upgraded them with any springs or nothing. They are literally stock, and I never touch them anymore because I've decided to get some better stuff. But so I'm not used to the loudness of something going that loud. I was like, oh, okay.
It
That's
does
like-
make you feel as though the spring is going to go through the barrel.
Yeah.
Because
It gives a bit of a feel of recoil, but it's the intimidation factor. You hear one of those going off. It's like a worker thunk. You can hear someone's near with one. They're likely to hit you, and it's not going to be pleasant.
Yeah.
Well, I had to watch a video on YouTube of just how to use it properly, mainly because I was more concerned of after you shoot it, it's primed. I'm like, well, I want it deprimed. I don't want to store it with the spring compressed. I'm trying
so you turn
to figure out how to do it, everything. By the time I'd watched the video, I'd already took the battery out of it, put it away, and then when it said, oh, you need to, if you hold the trigger for like 5 to 10 seconds, it'll deprime. I'm like, oh, get it all back out, put it back together, deprime it, and I'm like, right. So
I mean, it is more complex.
Out, so you might as well play with your PP.
Yeah, play with your PP for a bit. Give it a fondle. One thing I will say about the piston pump, bringing it back to within the PG-13 rating. One thing I will say about the piston pump is it's a good thing that we've got such a blaster on shelves available for everyone to buy. But it's one of those that I wouldn't recommend for newbies just because it's not your standard pick it up and fire it blaster. You've got to prime the first start. You've got to make sure you deprime it. You've got to be responsible with not using the giggle switch at too high FPS, etc. So it's a good blaster, and it's good that we can get such a thing for so cheap and that works so reliably. But it's also a bit of a cautionary tale for some blasters. Yeah, definitely. I don't think it's something that you would buy for your kid, put it that way.
No.
Which is the case with a lot of the blasters we use anyway. Anything pro level is a little bit spicy for children.
It's certainly something It's certainly something that I personally couldn't get behind it. I tried it. I could not get behind it. I did pick one up for Irving for his birthday coming up. I've got the 2 smaller barrels to go for, one dual and 130. They're about 12 and 7 centimeters respectively. And yeah, I mean, did I not have, as I said this to them, if I didn't have a Diana, it would be something I would have purchased.
Yeah.
But I've got the Diana, and the Diana spoiled me. And unfortunately, it's one of those things where, as lovely as it is, it's not as useful as a full auto, ridiculously fast, very quiet flywheel pistol that is scarily accurate.
I think it fills a role. And
Yeah.
I think you specifically, Tartan, you're very much a creature of habit. You find something you like and you stick to it. Whereas the piston pump, for me, yes, I would probably be much more effective with a Diana. I'd probably be much more effective with a
big Riz.
With a big Riz or with my pair of Nightingales. Incidentally, I had to teach myself, because I went in dual wielding in this game. My mantra for this game was left hand go burr, because that one's semi-auto, that one's fully auto. So I was going in, careful shots, pew, 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 pew. Oh, look, there's something moving over there, burr. But yeah, with tactics like that, I think I was more effective. However, with the PP, you can play a different way.
Yeah, when I used the PP for those couple of rounds, I did find that I could pick my shots better.
Yeah. And the back and forth I had with Josh that I mentioned earlier, I was using the PP there. So I could just like pop out, shoot a shot, pop back, but then I could switch it into full auto. Burr. Although not burr, because it's 3 rounds a second, so it's quite slow. But, you've got that option. So if you aren't a creature of habit, if you like to try different things, you like to try different styles, the PP's definitely
this is
going
to be the first electrical mechanical blaster that I'm actually going to use. All the other blasters which I've ever ran from like joining and doing all these events have been springers. I used Boneheed Springer at the quarry.
You did, yes.
You 2 of them. Yeah.
To absolutely lethal effect. You beamed me several times with that Nexus Pro X.
I use and I used to use a stock Nerf, just Springer, the one where the magazine comes out the side.
Rampage.
No, it was a modulus one.
Oh, the pistol one, the little.
The one where you can put mediator. That's it. I use that on like 99% of the Foundry events, and it always
rather
did.
Well.
Always did me well with a Springer. I was able to pick my shots a lot better than what I believe I would have done with a mechanical one. But I'm really looking forward to giving this one a go.
Yeah.
I think the only downside to the piston pump for me is, well, there's 2. Firstly, the rate of fire leaves a lot to be desired, because it's 3 rounds a second in full auto. Also, there is a slight trigger lag, because it's got to cycle.
Mechanical.
Yeah, it's that mechanical whirring, but you'd have that with a Stampede as well. That said, I do definitely agree with you, Tartan. A Diana is a tool that fills many, many roles. You can take a Diana in and dominate in most games, as I did at the last Unit 26 game, which we've discussed. But yeah, if you want to try something different, I think the piston pump is definitely something for the more adventurous of us.
No, but I am very much a creature of habit. As we've found, like for example, when Helldivers, I've got my loadout that I like, and I really don't change it unless I get a brand new toy, in which case it's like I'll try it and no, I'll stick to this one. But in terms of like, as much as we've said yes, basically the unmodified version with a full auto is technically breaking UK law. And it's would I recommend it as a first-time purchase for somebody if I felt that they had the brains to understand how it works? Yes, I absolutely would.
Yeah.
Currently for 45 quid out of Argos, it's ridiculous. It really is.
It's a lot of blaster for 45 quid. I mean, look at
a lot of viability.
Look at it this way. For less than 100 quid, you can get a decent AEB with the battery. You can get a really good long gun, the X-Shot, the long shot, and you can get a pistol, all of which hit around 1 joule or just above in the case of the PP. That is a pro level loadout right there for less than 100 quid. So I think X-Shot are doing some really good stuff at the moment, and also big Riz. But yeah, and joking aside, the long shot pro range.
Yeah, even outside of the pro range, our local FTT events, We sort of expected that there was a large amount of the players would bring along the N1 blasters, and almost to a person, every player with an N1 suffers a catastrophic jam. And what we found is that the X-Shot products, not necessarily the Pro Series, but with the Insanity range, I want to say.
Yeah.
The blue and orange
Insanity
one.
range is really good. The Clipmania is great. The motorized Rage Fire, the minigun, is
Yeah.
good. Even the other ones that go with the minigun range, there's a clip-fed Springer that goes really well.
Yeah. Those have been
they're all good.
those have been immensely popular. To the point that I think where previously it was predominantly elite
Nerf.
elite Nerf, now it's more or less at our local family events. It's over 50% X-Shot products.
Yeah, I mean,
seen him gone downhill in my opinion. The Nerf brand with what they're dishing out. Like what we're looking at about 2015, 16, 17 time, they was bringing out really good blasters in my opinion. Ones that really caught your eye that you're like, oh yeah, and especially with the
Zombie Strike
rival
range.
ones.
The
Yes.
Zombie Strike range was for
Zombie Strike, the
Zombie Strike
rival
really
range.
good for creativity, like the Rev Reaper, a firing mechanism that we've never seen before. Personally speaking, I'm of the opinion after Rival, they kind of just lost their way.
Yeah.
I
mean, I love myself a good sling fire. I think that lever action blaster is just so satisfying, and so
but again,
you've not seen anything like it before.
The zombie side.
And that's what I'm saying. The Zombie Strike range was peak because it was just they were doing things new. They were doing things that you'd not seen before. They were doing things that people enjoyed playing with, and that lever action stuff. I mean, the slab is a prime example.
Like your slab.
Yeah, you love a slab. As much as I find it not accurate, not viable in a battle just because it takes too long to reload. I like getting my slab out, just having a few quick pumps of the lever action and firing it. It's a fun blaster to fire, and
you like to whip out your slab and give it a good pump.
I do like to whoop out my slab and give it a good pump from time to time. But same. I mean, it's the same with the Scavenger as well.
Yes,
lovely blaster because it's got that lever action. It's
one
just
blaster that I wish I got that I never did. I'm very disappointed with myself.
I thrifted one from Facebook Marketplace, and I don't fire it very often, but when I do, I'm just like...
So I love the sling fire, but it didn't have any attachment points. And Nerf attachments aren't the best. You still love putting attachments on your blasters. when you're
the point is... Yeah, the point is, even with like the quad rot and some of the other stuff in the Zombie Strike range, it's new, it's innovative, it's not just a clear, a boring plastic blaster. It's got greebling on it. It's got design elements that make it look fun, and also a lot of the times they bring in some kind of weird ideas to how the blasters work, like the sling, the lever action, like the one with I can't remember what it's called, but the one where you've got 6 magazines and you can rotate them and fire.
Hail fire.
Hail fire. Yeah.
Well, me, I like a gimmicky blaster.
Yeah, weird as hell. Probably never going to use it in a game because it's really, really inefficient, but it's fun.
So for hail fire, you put 8 22s in it. And you've got a lot of shots. You can just go
Yeah, but I mean, going back to what we were saying about
the game reloading afterwards.
Yeah, obviously.
We do that anyway.
Going back to what we were saying about Dart Zone blasters, not Dart Zone, the X-Shot blasters. I think the other thing for me that really stands out with the new X-Shot range is even with like the Dredge, the one that's essentially an X-Shot Flip Fury, the one where it's 2 barrels and it flips 2 cylinders round. Even one of those off the shelf hits a good 10, 15 FPS higher than stock Nerf does. I think the Blaster Corn and the Big Riz that I've got are hitting 85 FPS. Stock Nerf's like 60, 65, 70, something like that. So even those, for a game like, an event like Gun, go straight to your shop, buy an X-Shot blaster, you're already hitting harder than anyone who's bringing stock Nerf.
Yeah. I guess
Can't necessarily say that the businesses have paid attention to the community, But it certainly appears as though they've recognised that the 100 FPS is sort of like a very reasonable aiming point for it. But 15 feet over your competitor is a lot for kids because
it's a big margin.
now we're all old enough to remember Penny Maverick mods, which gives you an indication of our ages collectively. But when you put the Penny Maverick mod, you got like the extra 5 meters or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that made a big difference. It didn't compared to what we are nowadays, but at the time, yes, it made a big difference. And so yeah, I would say that I've got a lot of high hopes for where the X-Shot stuff continues to go. Now, so have we covered sort of everything?
Say you need to go, Gymli, did you say?
Yeah, so I'm going to take this opportunity to shoot, guys, because my phone's now getting to about 11% battery because I forgot to charge it before it came out.
Can't take him anywhere. He's made plenty of PP jokes. We're all good.
And he's no longer a filthy casual, so.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I am, but I appreciate the sentiment.
Yeah. No worries.
See you later, mate.
Speak to you later, dude.
See ya.
Now, with that, I am aware that Boneheed has got filthy corporate, Overwatch.
It's fine. I've got about 40 minutes, dude. It's fine. The chat's got much taller, so we're all good.
Are you taking into account Josh there?
Steady on.
It still brings the average down.
I mean, the average is
rich.
still
That's rich coming for you, Adam, because you're a short guy.
I was going to say I'm taller than the lot of yous, but yeah, even so, the shortest member of the group's left. So
still get it.
Let's not get Pete in here because then we'll all feel inadequate.
Yes.
He makes small jokes to me all the time.
Yep.
But yeah, so all in all, very good event. I set a very brutal pace. We were doing generally 10-minute rounds. So we did 12 game types, a couple of them were multiple rounds. So we did over 2 hours of solid gameplay. And some of them, like Seek and Destroy, Meltdown, are really active. So I came away knackered. And Ben got,
I don't know what I did, but I somehow managed to do my absolute shouldering from here all the way down, and the pain just like kind of moved all the way through my arm through like the rest of the week.
If you were using a Springer, that doesn't surprise me.
I used the Unicorn at all games.
Yeah.
I'm quite
the unicorns are
The Quarry, I'd have expected you to be in pain because first event.
The MPX is a lighter prime than the Unicorn, though. That's the thing.
True.
The Unicorn's a lovely blaster,
really
but if you get it above stock, it's quite a tough prime.
My first Dishworth event, I was using a Prophecy, and I came back from that with COVID. And my arms were agony for about a week, and I didn't think whether it was COVID or the priming, but yeah, first event where you use a Springer all day is.
I've learned from my mistakes. I tend to use flywheelers now, but no, my legs were killing me, my lower back, just from sort of tactical crouching. Although I shouldn't have been doing that because, as I mentioned earlier, for most of the event, I was dual wielding, so I didn't have to tactical crouch because I wasn't shouldering anything. I was kind of, being all John Wick with it. But I seem to still think I need to be small so people can't get me. Pew, pew, pew. And it didn't work. So, yeah. Incidentally, when you see the footage of me in this game, which you will see, what will happen quite a lot is I will go round a corner and that will happen. Because these rubber things, while they're great for not losing the bottom of your magazine, if you've not got them on right, you need to properly force it in for the mag to catch. Also, because left hand go burr, I'd not adjusted the mag release, which is there. So I would go to pull the trigger and the ring on my right finger would catch the mag release. So you'll see lots of times where you'll see lots of times where I'm running around a corner and then all of a sudden, oh, I've got no mag.
Johnny English moment.
Bugger. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah,
Speaking of mag releases, it wasn't at this event, but it was with your Nexus Pro at the quarry.
yes,
I had my magazines on my chest rig, but the release of the Nexus Pro, I think it was a long release catch, and it kept catching on my magazines.
yeah.
And I'm
So
putting him on the corner, so the magazine just falls out.
if memory serves, on the Nexus Pro, you've got that wouldn't work. If you've on the Nexus Pro, you've got something similar to what you've got on the PP.
Yes.
So you've got, I think you've got a mag release up here, which is that one. You've not got that one there, but if memory serves, there's also one that's sort of further down. So there's a short one up here and then something further down.
Yes.
So if you're like in your chest rig, you might catch it. So yeah, I'm not surprised.
Every time I think I went around the corner to fire at someone, and again it was a Johnny English moment. The magazine just fell out. I'm like, oh no! Just like I'm in a position now where I've got no cover. I've got nothing to fire.
Yeah,
luckily it never happened to me this one.
The amount of times I've unloaded the Percy's hopper.
The Percy's is a slightly different issue. The Percy's mag release, as for people that don't know, is right on the side of the blaster, and it's a big hook that sticks out about that far, and it's notorious for just getting caught on chest rigs. And when you release that, it doesn't just drop the mag; it releases the entire hopper from the top of the Percy's, which leads to you flooding the entire postcode with rival balls.
Yep.
Ask me how I know this.
I hacksawed mine off.
Yeah,
there's a reason why my Percy's hopper release is now about that far off the surface of the blaster and glued down with electrical tape and like held forward with some bits of 3D printed plastic so that it cannot release. No,
I've
got a hopper
was
on the
it?
top of mine. Oh
yeah, I'm going to carry a second hopper full on my body.
Do you know what? As well, it would have made more sense to me if they'd put it on the outside of the blaster. I realise most people are most people are right-handed, but if they'd have put it even on the offside, it would have only been an issue for lefties. Which, again, I'm not wishing to go into lefty hate, but if the most of your market are right-handed and something's going to generally catch for right-handed people, flip it. Bad design choice, full stop.
The Percy's, you were never meant to have a secondary hopper. It's that the Percy's was such a damned diva with ammunition types that if you weren't using brand new Nerf branded rival rounds, it jammed repeatedly.
And it still does. I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's why
such
I
a bad
very quickly.
Yeah, the biggest problem with the Percy's for me, yes, it is a diva with rounds, but also it's not like you're going to be swapping hoppers mid-game. Like the hopper's there so that you open the top, drop some balls in, close the top. That's by its very design, unless you're planning to carry several very large and wieldy hoppers with you, why would you ever need the hopper release to be that prevalent?
Yeah.
You know, a big massive hook that's really easy to catch. It's just bad design.
Very easily.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd rather have had it screwed, where you take it out of a screwdriver. Yeah, then purposely have to take it out instead of
or like a big slidey door, like on the Nemesis, or you've got to lift a
lever,
some sort of lever to do that, and then
the front.
Yeah, that would have worked much better. But for some reason, they thought, let's make it spring loaded so people can spill balls everywhere. Yay! Daft. Anyway, it's for this reason why I much prefer my Dart Zone monolith, because that thing does some work. But anyway, we're going back to the event.
We're going off topic. So
we are. What a shame!
Yes. Never stopped you before.
Characteristic.
Third visit. We're all kind of used to the site now. We know how to move around it. There's tweaks that Frank keeps making, like we say, that did alter it, maybe for the best or for the worst. It felt a lot more balanced this visit.
Absolutely.
I can't remember if did we do a tech talk for last visit. I think so.
We did, yeah. I'm pretty sure we did.
So we said
that
one side felt much better. This time, you could win from either side, and even the wins were really close. generally the team that won was the one who was playing that a little bit more aggressively, and pushing a little bit harder. That's what it came down to. The teams were balanced, the hardware was balanced, the arena was balanced. It was just a really nice event. Though I suffered, like I say, because we ran a very hard set of games. Gear wise, I had a lot of failures. So the Protean, a Magic Smoked motor. The Hilda Fleur, I got a 3-dart jam. The
Firefly was doing 3D printed things.
Yeah, the 3D printed shells were not reliable. So yeah, issues, but nothing major. I ran the Fire Rat for the first time with the metal slide, much better. So my issue with Fire Rat is when I prime it back, I prime sideways as I go. So I was never feeding right. Metal slide, perfect. I ran the M2R3, so the Genco MegaWorks my X-Shot Micro Reshell 3, which is a single action revolver which takes 10 half darts or 5 full darts, and it's a very hard elastic band assisted trigger pull. So you pull it, it rotates it, and it primes it, and it fires it all in one go. And normally with those, you find that you shoot off target because you're squeezing it so hard. I don't know what he's done or how he's done it, but I ran it in Awfuls and I got a metric ton of tags. It's just really nice. Helps that in Awfuls you're shooting at somebody 5 foot away, but
also squeeze it so hard you go off target. That's what she said.
Yeah. So
sorry, I'm going to give you some outtakes, David. It's par for the course by now.
Yeah.
Outtakes are usually what happens before we start the show, after we start the show, and usually during that little courtesy break that we take for restocking on the beer.
I make a point of throwing a few NSFW things in there just so that you can put that in for filler.
But then he has to edit them out.
It's a service I provide, all right.
But yeah, so
I'm just thinking I should just put a little NFSW counter in the bottom corner.
Bottom corner, yes.
Yeah.
I think we need Old Man Yells at Cloud Counter for this video because there's been at least 3 of them.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Seagull worked really nicely. I ran the Strife X for the first time. So I've got a P-car barrel attachment printed. And then I've got one of the cheap knockoff full auto Strifes. I've got the front from that, so it gives it a really nice tucked in SMG. But with a P-car in its tight barrel, it's getting 145, and Boneheed all the test, it was shooting lasers.
Yeah, I think at one point, I don't know if it's in the footage, but at one point I said to you, I would love to see that go up against my Maxim on 2S. I think the Maxim would probably have it just because the Maxim's trigger is much snappier.
Yes.
But you were doing some work with that thing. That was working very, very well. And it makes me want to mod my Strife X because I don't think I'd run the Strife X at 160, but I would absolutely run it if I could get it down to 145.
Yeah. So the Strife X, it's a nice package. Like you say, the Maxim is better package, but yeah, all in all, lots of good stuff. The hardware generally worked. Props, I had a USB issue on the Domination box as per usual. So I need to make sure I take a spare with me for the next one. I ran my cheap 4K camera from AliExpress that cost me 12 quid. And it worked. I got the 2K footage out of it. It's usable. Even if it gives us a couple of extra clips, it's worth it. But I've now upgraded to an Osmo Action because I want to. Having watched my own footage, that generally, so I watched it, And I went, right, I'm booking another event because I enjoyed my own footage so much.
Yeah.
So we're back in
It's-
November.
Yeah, it's amazing how much when you watch your own stuff back, you kind of like, oh, that was really good. And you remember bits that you didn't, you've either deleted the file from your brain from that event, or you're like, oh, that was awesome. That's as awesome as I remember it being.
Yeah.
It's a shame I lost the footage from the previous game because that would have been really good. But
It happens. I remember recording an entire footage where I trusted somebody else to set the angle for the GoPro, and all I've got is my feet. It was it genuinely, the thing was sitting like that angle. It's just, it literally is just most of the blaster and my feet. And I was like, thankfully, that was only one of the kids' events. It was
Let's not give flashbacks to Kill Factory 13, where half of my footage is straight down, or the last eyeballs, where most of my footage is pointing at the ceiling, and I
kept hitting your head.
Look, they put pipes at at head level. I know how tall I am. I just don't know how tall I am with a camera there.
That's why why Peter could never go to eyeballs.
Yeah, Pete would be clonking his head on pipes left, right, and centre. Yeah. He would do. He really would.
The first injury would be him just clearing a concussion as he knocks himself out.
Yeah. So just on the subject of gear, I know Adam's covered his. I mentioned earlier I went dual Nightingale 2.0s that I got really, really cheap from AK Blaster Mods. I think that sale is still on if anyone's still interested. I think from memory, I think the semi-auto's 40 quid, the full auto's 45-ish, with translation obviously from whatever this currency they've got in Hong Kong. And obviously you'll pay for delivery, so you can get a full auto and a semi-auto for less than 100 quid, which I would definitely recommend. I had so much fun at this event, just literally going around dual wheeled.
For two, so we got the rubber thing that stops you breaking.
So
you inevitably drop them.
Yeah, so you do get the rubber covers. As I said, you've just got to be careful when you make sure that that's sufficiently further down on the mag so that it doesn't stop you from putting it in fully, and you do really have to mean it when you load. But some people think it's ugly. It's got a shorter barrel, so you can't use the Mein Gonk P-car in there because it's about half the length of a normal Nightingale. But it's a lovely little blaster. It's light. It's
you can use
snappy
it. You just
as hell.
need to make a different version of it because it's 3D printed.
You'd have to chop it in half. It sticks out about that far, and then you can't get because of the way the battery cover goes on. You can't get it on because the battery cover goes like that. So you have to kind of.
So currently, semi is 40. The full auto is 46.
Yeah. So there you go.
Not bad.
So
not bad.
Definitely good money. And I would say as well, I'm sure people have mentioned this before, but the Nightingale is a really good starter blaster for people who want to get a pro blaster and don't want, you don't want a PP that's super complicated. You don't want to have to build a flywheeler that you've got to rewire. You don't want to have to worry about silly mechanics. This thing, you pick it up, you put a mag in it, you go pull the trigger, it fires a dart. Trigger go pew, essentially. So the Nightingale, particularly the Nightingale 2.0, is slightly more powerful than the one, slightly more reliable in my experience. Okay, it's a bit bigger, it's a bit uglier, it's a bit weightier, but I had so much fun with it. I did do a couple of games with my PP because I wanted to try it out, and I found it was a little bit too long for that event. Yeah. It wasn't quite as CQB as I wanted it to be.
District 23, which
but I think at District 23 it'd work better. I'm half tempted to just keep my PP at 160 and above, but at the same time, I want to try it at something that's a little bit less compact of an arena. And I intended to travel light at this event for the first time ever, which I've never actually managed, and I ended up bringing in 3 Nightingales, a PP. A blaster corn, the quad rot thing, 2 rough cuts, and my Awoken because I wanted to show it off to people, or Awaken, or whatever it's called. Which I'm still loving, by the way. That thing's a beast. But yeah, I didn't travel light at all. I was traveling for 2 because I'd got Gymli in tow, despite him being a filthy casual. But yeah, still managed to get back. And then I came back with more blasters than I went with because I did an arms deal. So yeah, didn't travel light at all by any stretch of the imagination. As is my usual idiom. So yeah, Josh, what was your loadout?
My
Swaps? What
loadout
did you go through?
was very basic. I just ran the same 2 guns all day. Apart from when it was awful, so I used my Chronos. But that's mainly it. Because I run stock blasters. I'm slowly building up
I'm gonna say you still got to build up the full
still
arsenal.
still building.
So what did you use? Unicorn for most of it, yeah?
I used Unicorn and then the Nightingale as a sidearm.
Okay.
Which is perfect.
And that was it.
Nightingale's a
that was it.
perfectly serviceable little pistol.
And it is the full auto one,
yeah.
so if I need to, I'll just spray and pray.
Yeah.
And the Unicorn's a nice compact Springer.
Yes.
Got the accuracy.
I do intend to get a Seagull. At
Seagull's
some point.
A lovely blaster. Yeah.
Obviously this for the minute I bought the piston. So the Seagull will be coming at some point in the future. But it's more of I think I'm most likely gonna stay with me Springers. Depending on how well this piston goes. I know Pete's just got the what was it? I cannot remember now. I know what it is. It's the one that Fib do.
Godolpher?
No. The one with all the multicolored
he got Griffin, didn't he?
That's it. Griffin.
He'd got a Griffin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it was running rather nicely as well. He got me with that several times.
Yeah.
And I think
Griffin's a lovely little platform. It's really it's really versatile and it's reliable.
Yeah.
I was saying to someone on Reddit today as well, Griffin / Protean platform, so reliable and it just works. It's just such snappy little blaster. It's good.
Yeah.
So many variants as well as we've demonstrated on previous events. I think at the Hold the Front page we took a photo with everyone with a Griffin and no one's Griffin was the same.
Yeah. There was no 2 similar ones, yeah.
But no, Ethan bought it. Pete let Ethan use it, and Ethan's at the age where he's like a mature audience to where he can use a blast like that and use it sensibly.
Safely,
sensibly, safely. He listens, he understands, and if he does something wrong, you tell him and he listens.
Yeah.
So in time, he's going to be getting his own more modded stuff because at the minute he's having to use either ones that we borrow or, for example, spare ones that we have. And at the minute, I don't have any spare ones because the ones that I have are the ones that I'm using. So whereas Pete, for example, he took his Unicorn and the Griffin, so whatever he wasn't using, Ethan was able to use.
Yeah.
So in time, we are gonna build it up, but at the minute it's a 50-50 type of like gear for me, really.
Yeah, I think we've kind of had this conversation before. People like Ethan are the guys that are sort of growing up with the hobby, and they're going to be the future of it. They're going to keep it going when we're too old to do so. So I'm more than well. I mean, we are already there, but we'll still keep going until we absolutely physically can't, or until we're like past Dean's age, but more knackered than Dean. But yeah, I'd always be willing to lend Ethan stuff because I know he takes care of anything you lend him. And same for yourself at the Quarry Clash when you were using my MPX. It worked. The long shot jammed, fixed it. It's fine. It's there's always going to be people willing to lend stuff and willing to pass things on to other people if we know that they're going to respect that gear.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, and if something breaks or jams and you can't unjam it, you tell the person. Yeah. Explain what's happened. Found it and it's not releasing.
No, I remember you coming to me at the quarry and being worried that you broke my long shot. I was like, dude, it cost me 15 quid. I don't care. So it's fine. But I fixed it. It was literally just a jam. It's all good. But again, you weren't like, oh, let's not pretend I've brought, you sort of.
Yeah.
There's ways of raising it. I think I broke it. I'm really sorry. I was like, it's fine. I don't care. And I'm sure Ethan would be the same with that. But yeah, with stuff like that, it's about respecting the gear, respecting that you're firing something that could potentially hurt someone. Ethan's definitely got that right attitude there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, well, I say, well, the way he sees it is that I'm there, it's like Dean's there, Pete's there, and he knows that if he's doing something stupid and we get told about it, or if we see it, he's going to get an earful, and he don't want that. He wants to be invited. He always asks, when's the
I'm going to
next one?
say, and Ethan's been playing at my events pretty much as long as you have. I think you came.
I think he came around the second or third.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's always been that respectful, and it's been nice to watch him grow up over the last 4 or 5 years, because he's always maintained that respect for us and made sure that he isn't being an asshole. So
I've seen more questionable behaviour from you, Dean, and Pete than I have from Ethan. Put it that way.
Yeah, no, I would absolutely agree. I say, and he always looks forward to these events whenever we can get to them.
Yeah.
Because he really does enjoy it. He enjoys the atmosphere. He enjoys the fun of it with other people that he only gets to see at these events.
Yeah. I think going back to what you were saying about the Seagull, I've got one. I know Adam's got one. I know Tartan's had a couple and moved them on. Oh, have you still got? Yes. So Tartan's still got both of them. It's an investment.
Yeah.
It
it's
can
not
run one chill, it can run 200, it can run 250.
Yeah. It's not a cheap blaster, don't get me wrong. It is an investment, but it's one that's worth it. I personally would say get a decent stock with it, because the stock it comes with is but it's an investment, and once you get one, if you maintain it properly, it's an absolute powerhouse. It's a beast. It's served me well at many events.
The original plan was I was going to get one for the quarry, but I wasn't able to. Didn't have the pennies.
Yeah.
So I was going to get it for 26, but then there was out of stock on UKNF, because that's where I was just going to get it from. So I was like,
get it from, look at all the darts.
Okay.
So all the darts is, so Kev runs UK Nerf War. Kev's great. And all the darts is another seller. He's Birmingham based. His attitude is he wants to be the Amazon almost of Nerf. So if you're buying something off him, he wants to get it out to you that day.
Yes.
So you got the darts for quarry off him.
Oh yes.
MHB all the darts. Yeah, he's got a limited stock at the moment, but he sold me my PP. So and he sold everyone. The first wave of piston pumps that came into the country were through MHB. But he's really quick at dispatch, as Adam says. He's friendly. If you get in touch with him, he'll be like, "Yeah, send it out today, mate." He's really good.
But yeah, he has Seagulls. He has Seagulls with various mag options. I think
he's got starter kits, if memory serves. So you can get a PP, you can get a Seagull and a couple of mags, or a Seagull and a stock, or a Seagull and some bits for it.
His mag prices are really good as well.
Yeah. His dart prices are really good at the moment as well. Yeah. He had the Sabre darts on cheaper than I've ever seen them, and I bought lots of them. Lots and lots.
I have 3 boxes.
I think I bought 6.
That's the thing. Like, I need, because like when I was just collecting all the stock stuff, I built all the stock stuff up. I've got tons of magazines that I do not touch because I don't do long darts.
Yep.
But then when I moved to short darts, the same thing started all over again. So it was like, right, we've got to build them up.
It's a never-ending cycle.
It is.
Yeah. I mean, I've always got spare short.
I'm going to have to bow out because I've got, unfortunately, work tomorrow. So
yes,
same
likewise.
Well, what we'll do there is, because I've just had an indicator from Sarah that she could do my assistance with something. So what we'll do is we'll very quickly wrap up there. So this has been episode 17?
17.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, yes.
Of YouTube's most contentless content.
Yeah. The most content-free Nerf content on YouTube.
Content on YouTube.
That's what I said, but with more
quite
words.
literally is above my head.
Yeah.
For the
you can't expect me to read that from here, man. I've got an astigmatism. That thing, the turquoise bleeds into the purple.
Okay, so thank you to my guests for this evening. We will more than likely be back in about 2 weeks' time with
Yes.
District 23, and then again with Unit 26, and whatever else there is. I have no idea. I need to make sure that I stay on top of my editing timetable because I currently have a lot of videos to do. And yes, and I'm also back at uni again. So hey,
Yay!
yeah,
Busy.
yeah. No, it's yeah, business doing business fun for this year, and yeah, no, yeah,
You now
it's.
understand why sites go under.
I
Yeah.
understand. I understand a lot. It's been very eye-opening. Which actually, very quickly, yeah. In fact, you know what? We'll tack it onto the end of the D23 video because we were going to have a little chat about losing a couple of sites for the hobby. But
Yeah.
obviously time run wrong there, so we'll leave it at that there. We'll tack on to the next one there. So yes, I am very busy. We will no doubt be back for District 23 and Unit 26 again, and whatever else it is, plus whatever other ones we can organize. I think there's going to be there might even be a Pro 4 or something there. This will be
We'll
up
no doubt
eventually.
revisit previous videos as we have done during this one, David. So
Yeah.
it is what it is. But yeah,
Yeah.
let's close it down.
We're recording on the 25th of September just now. You'll get it some point in time in the future because, whatever. Anyway, good night from everybody. Now we can all go to our beds.
Bye bye.
Cheers.
Bye.